All right. Excuse me. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Mornings with the Managers. It's June 8, 2022, and thank you as always for watching this video broadcast either live or on YouTube archived there. Let me talk about a few items today that hopefully you find interesting. Let's start off with last night. We had a long council meeting. We started at 4 o'clock and we left the chamber aside from a quick dinner break at shortly after 11 o'clock in the evening. It was a good meeting. We had in the afternoon session several interesting items that came forward. Number one was we're working for years with Hope Services, which is a nonprofit here on the peninsula, and as part of our collaboration with Hope Services, we again awarded a contract to them to help us with some of the maintenance items in the downtown area, Cali Principal, as well as Lighthouse Avenue, where we basically have teams of Hope helping us maintaining some of our assets that we have on the streets there. That's a $25,000 contract, but it is directly benefiting this wonderful organization called Hope Services. There was an item that was approved last night by the council. Another interesting one was that we are joining the number of cities that are asking the federal government, the federal legislatures in Washington, to do something about the pandemic of gun violence that we are experiencing across our nation right now. And the League of National Cities, the National League of Cities, has passed a resolution, and we signed that resolution as well, which has a lot of elements in there that the majority of the population in the United States feels is important for the lawmakers to pass. One of them is increased background checks, waiting period of 30 days, raising the age from 18 to 21 where you can buy a weapon, mandatory background checks, red flag warning laws that really check out someone when he wants to buy a weapon, whether they are mentally fit to buy that. And last but not least, also as part of those 9 different tenets, also asking to ban assault type rifles, which we have seen over the past weeks creating a lot of havoc. When I say past weeks, I'm totally aware that this has been going on for years now, but it seems to be the weapon of choice for some of those killers that are going out there and are killing residents, including the youngest, most vulnerable ones in school shootings. The council spoke up about that, spoke up in support about that. And as you know, some of our council members are former educators, and you could tell yesterday also the understanding and the passion of our elected officials when they were talking about that and how they are supporting that as well. From a law enforcement side, also one of our council members added a lot of other insights into that. What stuck out for me is that what Councilmember Smith was saying, if you get all the police chiefs of the state of California together in one room, in 15 minutes, they have figured it out what has to be done in support of that to curb gun violence. And many of those tenets that we approve are very much supported by those people that are actively right now working in our communities to prevent active shooter scenarios. So that was a very important passing of a resolution. And similarly, the council passed another resolution, which was interesting and important, which is the recognition of the month of June as the LGBTQ plus month. And for the second time in the history of the city of Monterey, we joined that resolution, passed that resolution, and this morning in front of City Hall, in front of the city manager's office, we actually raised the LGBTQ plus flag as well to show our support and loyalty to all those folks that belong to the respective LGBTQ plus communities. So that was also something very interesting and supported by the whole council majority. In the evening session, we talked budget, and I don't want to bore you with all the details of that. About 3 or 4 weeks ago at the last mornings with the manager, I shared with you where the budget numbers are and where the challenges are. The challenges that we have presently are based on increased pricing, increased cost like you have in your households, and maintenance needs, facility repair needs. The biggest one for us, of course, is right now the sports center. That's where we keep focusing on. And we have, on the other hand, also revenue numbers that are very good with respect to the hotel tax, the sales tax, the property tax, the utility taxes, and the business license tax. But we have overall not recovered in the fee generating part of the business. And fees are those part of the city businesses where people go and enjoy city services or pay for city services. You pay a fee if you want to pull a building permit. You pay a fee if you need a planning permit. All those fees are okay. They are where they have to be because people want to build and want to plan for new things, and those fee services are doing what they have to do. But where we are losing right now is within our other fee generation businesses, which is mainly in parks and recreation. That includes all the park programs, so the summer camps, the Whispering Pine camps, but a lot of other programs as well as the sports center. Now I can share with you that our summer camps and our Whispering Pine camps are doing good. We are selling them right now as we had hoped for. We also are doing right now in the sports center. We had a real boost there last week when we celebrated 30 years of Monterey Sports Center, and a lot of residents came back and took those once a lifetime offers that we had out there and purchased a 30-day membership for $30. And then some of those customers actually bought 2 months, 3 months membership, even annual membership. We also saw in the sports center that parents signed up their children again for swimming classes and other camps that we are holding during summer in the sports center. It has been a real surprise for us that last week again those offers were accepted by a lot of our residents and sports center users, so that we take this as a good sign. Nevertheless, we are projecting for next fiscal year a rather dim projection in revenues when you compare it to 2019. And what we are faced with the sports center is that this is a large-scale facility that has capital needs, and it has ongoing maintenance and personnel costs. And why we have not staffed it up again where it was in 2019, we have a pretty steep cost there that is somewhere around $4.5 million, and we expect to have revenues coming in well below that. And so last night we addressed that funding challenge with the city council. We explained to the city council and our community how we propose to build a bridge between those funding gaps. on the one hand side, we can put fiscal support towards the sports center to make it work for the next 12 months. That's about an additional contribution in addition to the cost recovery through fees of about $2.5 million. So we will probably, pending council approval, do that for next fiscal year. But what we also ask the council is to consider using part of the NCIP funding to help us with the capital replacement cost in the sports center. And that was a proposal that was discussed by a lot of folks. And in the end, the suggestion that we will pursue is to go to the NCIP and ask them if they would consider putting some projects into the sports center. We're looking forward to see what the NCIP will do that. Another part of the discussion last night was about talking to the business district and taking the funds that we are allocating to the business districts and keep them in the city coffers. For decades now, I do not recall when this started, but the city of Monterey has given the business districts various sums of money from the taxpayers' general fund money. Canary Row Business District, North Fremont Business District, OMBA, as well as North Fremont are receiving general fund allocations, and Fishermen's Wharf Association gets Thailand funds allocations for their marketing. And last night, we as staff brought forward the notion to discontinue it. The reason for that is the city does a lot of things for the businesses already. We are literally using millions of dollars of general fund revenues and special fund revenues to help support our business community, because we do understand that healthy, vibrant business community has positive impacts on the revenues of the city, and on the same token, if we have healthy revenues coming from our businesses, we can simply provide better services in police, better services in fire, but also better services in the library and other areas. So all those arguments we brought forward last night and asked the council to weigh in. At the end, the council, to be frank with you, I think was a little bit on both sides or three sides of that topic. You could hear council say, well, we need to continue that. It's very important. You heard another council member saying, well, it's private enterprises. Why should we continue giving them funding if we already do all the other things? And you heard also a kind of a compromise. Let's do something in the middle. So as always, staff will figure out a proposal for all of them and go forward. What is remarkable, what you need to know also on the same council meeting earlier in the afternoon, we had an agenda item in front of council where we are assessing the business district fees. And this is basically just a pass through when the business districts are collecting, or we're helping them to collect their business district fees. So we are just a pass-through agencies, and they are determining, the business district are determining what they assess themselves. That can range from 25% of the business license fee to 100% of the license fee. Whatever they decide as a business district, that is what is getting assessed by the city, and we are returning those funds directly to the business districts. What council also learned yesterday was that one business district caps their their assessment fee at $250. Now, $250 for a CVS is a drop in the bucket. Maybe that business district needs to look at a different model. I understand, as it was pointed out yesterday, that that business district is kind of an incubator district where businesses can just start up and try and fail, and then they use their lessons learned to go into other business districts. That's a wonderful concept, and also a great explanation for what's going on in that business district. But the point here is the business district are in charge of their own fate. I personally still believe that we do a lot here in the city, and a lot of the general fund money goes towards businesses. And I find it hard to support someone who tells us that they have 4 businesses in that district, and they are really depending on the city to allocate $10,500 there. What would we do with that money? We would take that money, and it would help us to support the other services that are benefiting businesses. And we tried to build that nexus last night. As I said, council was on this topic a little bit all over the place. So we will go back and come to council in 2 weeks with a proposal of what we suggest after what we all learned and heard from them. A third topic that was last night discussed was about museums in Monterey. There are 3 museums, Colton Hall Museum, the Lower Presidio Museum, and then, of course, what is known by a lot of folks as Doc's Lab, the Pacific Biological Laboratory. Yes, Monterey is a historic city. In the library, we have the California History Room with a large collection of very original documents and books. Yet the point that was asked was to allocate funding to a full-time person working for the museums. And there were a lot of great arguments made by the folks that spoke up about that. And there are those things there where we have to really prioritize here in the city what is more important. And so, again, that was the third topic as part of the budget that was being discussed. So you had NCIP as a big topic, business district as a second topic, and this museum position as this third topic. Last but not least, let me share another observation with you. It was interesting to listen to all those folks that were just pitching for their interests. And that's absolutely acceptable and understandable. But you really, aside from 1 or 2 speakers, you really didn't see someone from the neighborhood or from the residency speaking of big picture and looking at it not with the glasses on, this is my NCIP or my business district or my museums commission, but looking at putting on the glasses and trying to figure out, okay, how can we figure out this challenge that we have? How can we help the sports center? How can we help this upside down situation that we face in some of our businesses, city businesses, city-owned assets, city-owned flagship operations? So we heard from 3 different groups, and they were all pitching for themselves. Absolutely understandable. But the question that I asked, where are the others? Where are the folks who are looking at the bigger picture as well? So we had 1 or 2 folks speaking up about that as well. So I will not say that this did not happen last night. Again, we will turn this all over, think about it, do a bit more work, and it will go in front of council on June 21st again, this time with a complete package and asking the council to vote on the budget. And we will highlight what we are proposing, and hopefully during that meeting, the council will come to a consensus and will pass a budget. The budget will be about $153 million, and that's one of the largest budgets. It's the largest budget that we have in the city of Monterey. Next item I wanted to talk about is the 4th of July. We are preparing for the 4th of July. There will be a parade downtown. It will be organized by OMBA, and we will provide funding to OMBA to organize that 4th of July parade. And after the 4th of July parade, there will be again the lawn party in front of Colton Hall. We will have food truck vendors there selling food. Whoever else wants to sell food there, traditional non-profits have done this in the past. If you want to come again, please do so. And we will also have our usual bands playing in front of the council chamber. And if Memorial Day was any indication, which the memorial concert was packed, 4th of July will be similarly successful, weather permitting. Pretty sure also that the fire station will have the traditional pancake breakfast as well. So mark your calendars to join us here at City Hall. I apologize. Also important, water preservation. We are in a severe drought, and you have heard from numerous media folks what to do. We are posting some information about this on our channels. I encourage you to take a good look at that and also comply with that. Tell us also, tell CalAm, tell the water district if you see water waste somewhere, if you see overflowing irrigation lines or irrigation that is happening every single day. There are ways of how to report it. Monterey Peninsula Water Management District has a reporting form which is called Report Water Waste. It's just a button, you can click on it and notify folks. Oftentimes, folks just don't know it, or something is broken in the city. Once in a while, we have broken irrigation lines, and to be frank with you, we don't see it every single day, given the vast infrastructure we have there. So help us to preserve water as well, report it, and it gets fixed, and nobody gets hurt. We're just wanting to save water. The other part is we added a local air quality widget to our websites. 2 new widgets, actually. The Air Now widget is on there that gives you up-to-date information. I'm apologizing. It's just one widget, but it gives you the information about the air quality in Monterey, and you can access this directly from the Air Now and EPA widgets are on our website right now as well. It's posted on our leisure page as well as our emergency preparedness page, which you can all find at monterey.org. COVID-19 is still here. The numbers are ticking up everywhere. I don't have to tell you that. Best protection is to be vaccinated and to get your booster shots whenever CDC says you're eligible. You should go and get your booster shots. Here at City Hall, I can share with you also that we have quite a few cases again that are reflective of what's going on all around us in our community. We are still mandating that masks are worn during council meetings. We highly recommend it to wear it inside offices where people work side by side or public traffic coming in. So keep being vigilant, keep looking out for each other, and COVID-19 is not in the rearview mirror as much as we try to pretend it is. Last but not least, we have the Pacific Biological Laboratories coming to us with an opening this weekend, Saturday, June 11th. You can go and visit at Ricketts' place of work. The sign up for there is on our website, monterey.org/museums. Sign up for a tour of the Pacific Biological Laboratory this Saturday, June 11th. that's all for today. I hope you had uh, had a good time with me, that the information that I provided was useful. As always, I'm asking you, if you have questions, concerns, shoot me an email, engage with us. We're privileged to work with you. We're here to serve you, and nothing will change that. So have a wonderful day. Stay safe out there, and see you in 3 weeks. Bye bye.